Hey guys. I'm on here because I've been seeing in a lot of comment sections of other platforms saying Mike Tomlin isn't a problem. And people want to bring up this notion of you weren't born in the Chuck Noll and Bill Cowher era. You weren't born into that. You're just a crybaby. And to those people who bring up and constantly bring up that bullshit of, keep in mind, two different eras of football. You had, believe, the 60s and 70s, or yeah, the 70s, Chuck Noll winning Super Bowls, or helping Pittsburgh win Super Bowls. Ain't it funny what can happen when you have a good head coach? Ain't that funny how things work out? Yeah, Bill Cowher had a few years in his tenure, or it was multiple seasons without a Super Bowl. But in 2005, he won the Super Bowl for Pittsburgh. You want to know what he did? He put the fear of God in them, and that's the one thing that Mike Tomlin doesn't do is put the fear of God in these players. And until we get a new coach, no matter if you Tomlin dick suckers and suckers sitting there waiting for him to just ejaculate out his dick all over your fucking face while he after that while he's fucking you in the ass from behind, go right ahead. Now, a lot of people will probably see this and think, well, look, they got to you. In a way, yeah, and I can admit that. But when you go out of your way and say that you don't know football because of your generation is stupid. I'm sorry to say, but it's stupid. And if that was the case, if this generation doesn't know any football, then why the fuck is there literally people who have said they grew up watching Steelers in the 70s, the 60s through the 70s, growing up as 8-year-olds and saying stuff like, oh, that was winning football in the 70s. It was. That team will never be able to be replaced. Never. And if they were in today's NFL, they'd fucking kill these dudes. They actually, if you had Mean Joe Green on your team at that time, he would be stepping on your neck. And that's the thing with today's NFL. With different eras, different eras. I keep on saying eras. You want to compare them together. It's like comparing Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, or Michael Jordan and LeBron James. They're two totally different eras. They they don't play in the same era. And those saying that Tom Brady would be a absolute Hall of Famer during that era would be pretty difficult to do considering the teams he would have to face. But that's not why I'm talking about this. It's stupid. You want to defend this man who hasn't delivered a Super Bowl since 2008. The excuse is, oh well, it's just an up and down year. How many up and down years? Last time I checked, we haven't been in a playoff game or had a solid playoff run since 2016, 2017, something around that. Actually, I believe it was 2016. Yeah. And we should have been a team that won a Super Bowl. Should have won a Super Bowl. In fact, we actually won that game versus the Patriots. But thanks to the ref not seeing the shit or not even considering looking at the review, Pittsburgh lost that game even though Jesse James had the ball over the line, he wasn't touched. So we get criticized back and forth. You can criticize people, you can want to hate what I'm saying right now, that's fine. If that hurts your feelings, then I really don't care. All I care about is seeing Super Bowls won and see that a team can play like they're Super Bowl contenders besides the worthless shit we normally do every year. We waste talent. Once again, we got the talent to win on this team. It's so fucking stacked at talent, it's ridiculous. And Mike Tomlin, even now, keep in mind, even coaches and past coordinators like Coach Keith Butler and whoever else, like, now Randy Finkner, he did suck. Matt Canada sucked. Keith Butler came out and said before he retired like a year or two ago, I think it's been that long, I don't know, but literally said that Mike Tomlin was had the driving, yeah, had the steering wheel on that. He literally called every play. He didn't even get a chance to call a play on this team. And the same went for our last coordinator that we had. Now, Matt Canada, he did suck. His play calling sucks. I will never apologize for his firing. You won't see it. That will never ever happen in your life. You will not see me apologize to Matt Canada. But the one thing I'm going to say is when you lose to back-to-back 2-10 teams and the excuse for you is going to be every team does that. No, not every team in the NFL does that. Not every team in the league does that. And even if they do, you want to know something? They end up losing to teams that at the beginning of the season. The Chiefs lost to the Lions, but the Lions are a legit contender for a Super Bowl. So you can't say that. Like, what do you want to say? I believe the Cincinnati Bengals beat the damn Jaguars. The Jaguars are contenders. The Bengals aren't. And if the only thing keeping that franchise alive or keeping them in playoff contention is Joe Burrow or Joe Shiesty, Joe Burr, whatever anybody wants to call him, the shits they call him is stupid. But me, I know one thing, and it's this. In fact, I know a lot about football. Number one thing is, you don't do a deep route to Deontay Johnson on a second and third, or no, fourth and 3 when the game matters the most. You could have gone short and got the first down. Instead, we get the Mike Tomlin classic where he's trying to think that he's got Big Ben in his prime at the helm. And we don't. We got bum-ass Mitch Trubisky who needs to be literally working at a fucking cookie store because he is not an NFL quarterback. And a lot of people will say, well, his stats don't lie. His stats are one of the worst in the league when it comes to performance-wise. He's been in the league 6 years. He's got what? 43 touchdowns and 47 touchdowns, 38 interceptions. That's just in the span of 6 years. And if you look at it, it ain't that long. This dude's not even in year 10 yet. I still think that we should play Mason Rudolph. Now, do I think that it would make a difference in our winning? No, not if we play the way we did. And not if we coach the way we did. So, this excuse for Coach Tomlin or the coaching in general saying the coaching doesn't matter. Fuck yeah, it does, because here's the thing, if you have a football team and you don't have a head coach, how are you going to play games? You're just going to go interim every year? And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Pittsburgh went interim in the offseason. And it's going to be a repeat of this season. Yeah, a lot of that has to do with Matt Canada's playing, but players like Kenny Pickett didn't have the excuse anymore, and he still at times plays the way he does, or he has this season. He's looking at one read and not looking at any other read on the field. Now, granted, the offensive line sucks, but you can make an argument that at times he had protection, and he did. So, but anyway, I didn't get in here to talk about the players. But, oh, yeah, speaking of players, in fact, I will talk about one. Minkah Fitzpatrick has called out his teammates. And people want to sit here and say that people are just over exaggerating. We're not. We're literally being truthful of the matter. Let's see, Minkah Fitzpatrick. Okay, where do I go? I'll go right here. Okay, let's see here. Here's what Fitzpatrick had to say. He said, in order to see fruit, you gotta toil for it. I think too many people don't want to toil for it, Fitzpatrick said after the loss. They just want to walk out here and think that they gonna make plays and think they gonna perform at a high level. I think we need to have more people who want to work for it and not expect it to be handed to them because this is the NFL and nothing's handed to you. You gotta earn everything. That is true right there. And to continue on, here's what he said, and it hits spot on. I think that dudes just think that because they're wearing the black and gold, that they're going to win games. Fitzpatrick said, I think we need to check that mentality and make people realize that they gotta earn that mentality. And they gotta earn every single blade of grass and every single splash play and every single rep that they get out there. They gonna earn it. Or they gotta earn it. And I know it doesn't say much, but that doesn't just fall on the players, but coaching as well. It can't just be one thing to another. We need a new defensive coordinator, a new offensive coordinator. We need a new coach. We need new everything on coaching staff. Whether anybody wants to agree or not, the people who want change and don't want to see us be striving for mediocrity like a lot of these fans do, and people want to say that you get into your feelings about it. Well, that's your job. If you sit there and say that it's okay that it's not that Mike Tomlin's not a part of the problem, you're not an actual Steeler fan. You haven't been watching the fucking games. You haven't been seeing what everybody else has. You're just another fan that jumped on that bandwagon when they were winning the Super Bowl. I grew up a Steelers fan before they even won their fifth Super Bowl. My mom made sure that I was going to be a Steelers fan until the day I'm off this earth, and that still rings true today. 2005, I didn't get to see them win Super Bowl. I was too young. But in 2008, at 7 years old, I get to see Pittsburgh win a Super Bowl. And since then, there hasn't been a Super Bowl for us. We look for number 7. And we want to accept the fact, or no, the people who defend Mike Tomlin like it's his boyfriend on their special day getting ready for their marriage, and they want to get that last putting that dick in the ass type of shit every time. Hey, I'm not going to judge you. Hey, go ahead and do that. You want to ride his dick until he's gone? That's fine by me. But I'm not going to be one of those fuckers that is okay with mediocrity. And I'm going to tell you right now, the players don't even have confidence in coaching. And what happens if players don't have confidence in coaching? You ain't going to get anywhere. The O-line coach sucks. He needs to be replaced. The QB coach sucks. And we just need a new everything. Until that happens, I can guarantee you right now that we won't win shit. We won't win another Super Bowl until he's gone. Now, depending on how long that would be with a new coach, remains to be seen. But we need a young-minded coach a young football-minded coach in this system. Look at what the Dolphins did. They got freaking Mike McDaniels, got a brand new coaching staff, and look at where they are now. They are considered Super Bowl contenders. Look at the Detroit Lions, got a new coach in Dan Campbell. And the span of 2 seasons? I might be wrong about his tenure there, but 2 seasons, the Lions are already Super Bowl contenders. They're in the running for Super Bowl contenders, and I believe they can win it this year. What does that say? If Mike Tomlin ain't the problem, then why is it that teams that move on from coaches every year seem to get off slow starts, but a little bit on down the line, they end up doing better? You can accept the fact, there's 2 things you can do. You can accept the fact that Mike Tomlin sucks as a head coach and always has and got luck thanks to Bill Cowher's team that was left to him. Or 2, you can be this dick-sucking wannabe Steeler fan where you're riding Tomlin's balls every time while he's smacking you on the ass, while he's doing you and not even giving you the common courtesy for a reach around. It's your choice. I'm tired of the bullshit that gets thrown around. And that'll continue to be a thing always. And I accept it. But the Tomlin supporters, it's literally like listening to a song that you get so fucking hyped about, and you listen to it over and over again, and then it eventually gets old and you say, cut that shit off. You've listened to it so many times, I'm losing my damn mind. That's exactly what's happening. Again, whether you want to accept it or not, that's what's going to happen. Until we move on from Tomlin, you can continue to support this fucker every bit, and I don't give a fuck when anybody says, you want to know who was a real Super Bowl, who had to work to get their team to the Super Bowl? Chuck Noll. For years, until he started winning Super Bowls in the 70s, he is a Hall of Fame coach. That is not to be be underestimated. He is the Hall of Fame coach. And I'm pretty sure he's already in the Hall of Fame. If not, then that's a bad way of looking at things. But Tomlin doesn't even deserve to scratch. Doesn't even deserve to be on that pedestal at Canton, Ohio. Granted, it's going to happen because of his damn record and that he's won a Super Bowl with us. That's it. His losing seasons and that one Super Bowl. And the non-losing season, that Super Bowl in 2008, that'll be the thing that gets him in the Hall of Fame. And that's the sad truth about the whole deal. Mike Tomlin does not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Nor should he even sniff the halls of Canton, Ohio. And if that's not the problem, how about this? How about the fact that guys like Terry Bradshaw come out and call out your own team's head coach? Literally called out Mike Tomlin and said he's not a leader. He doesn't put fear in him. He's a cheerleader. And he's right. What more do we have to do, people? I'm just not on that bandwagon of Dick Tomlin dick riders. You know, I'm going to speak my truth and my opinion because I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what other people is going to say to me. If they don't like it, then don't watch it. But the people that love what I'm saying right now and speaking the honest truth and facts into the matter will like this. It doesn't bother me. I don't come on here to sit here and just talk shit half the time. I come on here to make videos that people can enjoy. And I'm not going to be a fake ass Steeler fan and sit here and say, yeah, I'm okay with being mediocre. That's okay to me. But when you got your players, a captain on this team, may I add, and Minkah Fitzpatrick, who's playing with a broken hand, I'm sure there's a lot of old school Steeler fans that love seeing that from him. I surely do. And in fact, he shows more that he's got more balls than half the players in this league because they'll go out crying. Minkah gets hurt a couple days ago before the Patriots game. Fast forward to the Thursday game. He's got a cast on his arm and he's still going out, or no, a cast on his hand, and he's still going out giving it 100%. He's not shying away from contact or anything, and I love seeing that from him. That is a football mentality. That is what the Steelers way and old school way is. That's how Minka loves to play his game. And I'm sorry, but I don't know one player that would go out with a broken hand and play. He played through that injury. Holy crap, dude. That right there is such a big mentality when it comes to football. That's a lost mentality. See, he could have easily said, okay, I'm going to take the season off and get my hand or take the rest of the season off so I can get my hand right. No, he said, I want a cast put on my hand and I'm going to go out and play football. And he's doing it. And he's sitting here calling out players. You got players calling out. You got him calling out every player on that team. So my question to Art Rooney is, when does it become a factor to where you say enough is a fucking enough and it's time to move on from Mike Tomlin? Mike Tomlin should be gone at the end of this season because I'm tired of the same fucking story. You know what I say every year that Mike Tomlin's head coach? I say, oh, well, going to have another 9-8 season. And lo and behold, that could still be a possibility. But we're going to overlook the look that record and say, yeah, he'll get a pass here because he's got a winning record. Look at coaches like Andy Reid. Bill Belichick, shoot, who else can I think of? Oh, Sean McVay. Guys like that. And I'm sure there's more on that list. Bruce Arians a little bit, if you want to throw him in there. He didn't really win a Super Bowl until Brady got there, but he lets the guys be free willing with the playbook. We don't do that. But we're okay with being mediocre and moving forward saying, yeah, we still got a winning record right now. Yeah, we can still make playoffs. Yeah. We are a fake ass, sorry excuse for a damn playoff contention team. We are a pretending playoff team. Pretenders. We aren't contenders. We are literally pretenders. We don't care. Half the players in this league don't care half the time. Because their ego of how much money they can loathe over gets to them. I'm tired of the same story every year. For the past 17 years, in fact. If you're okay with being mediocre and being a shit of a franchise, or having a shitty franchise, then my God, I don't know what you people do with your life. What the people that defend him and say it's okay to play this way, you must not be doing nothing. I'm tired of the same excuse every time I wake up. During Sundays, Thursday games, and sometimes even Monday games. We could win against these teams like the 49ers, like the Cowboys, like the Lions, if we were playing like we could be contenders. It'd be a different story for a lot of people. But if you sit there and you just scrape by, it's not going to go over well. You're just playing into your own demise with this team. You're going to be taken down to hell with that team and Mike Tomlin. But if you remove Mike Tomlin from the situation, it can get better. Let's keep in mind Keith Butler, Randy Finkner, and yeah, Keith Butler, Randy Finkner, and whoever else was on that freaking coaching staff. His little circle. And you're okay with being that way. I don't ever want to see another college coach or another college coordinator in this league again. We need a young-minded coach, and it's not going to happen until Tomlin's gone, which his contract will be up after next year. And holy shit, we have to put up another year of this fucking dickweed. I really hope and pray to God we do not re-sign his contract, because I have a feeling there's a reason why they didn't extend him this season. Now, if they do the smart thing by not re-signing him, good. But still, I don't want him back. I want a new coach. I want a young coach, a brand new staff. It's not going to happen until Mike Tomlin's gone. But this is the end of the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe if you want more. And God and Jesus #1. Peace.